What's going on, Kangasghang? You're chilling with Trainer Zabuza, and today I have a battle for you versus Leo, or 6fthax. Threats on his team, definitely Breloom, just solely because of Spore, and I don't have a grass type that cannot take it. Charizard, and I'm guessing since there's no other Mega on his team, that's going to be his Mega, which means I need to worry about Drought and the standard Charizard set. Aegislash for obvious reasons, and I think that maybe that's it. I mean, I might have trouble with Fortress considering it's so bulky and it can set up hazards. But other than that, I'm not seeing too much of a problem. But enough with that, let's get to it. So Leo and I had this battle on his stream. I went ahead and challenged him, not what it's saying. He sends out his Breloom as I go into Talonflame, and you know what? Leave Breloom, you always gotta assume there's a Focus Sash there. Otherwise, you know, they're not gonna get their Spore off and yada yada. So I go in my Tyrantrum, which is probably my best Sleep Potter for now, as he goes for the Spore, pretty obvious, and I'm gonna double out into my Talonflame as he goes for Rock Tomb, predicting that, and one-shots it. So down goes one of my most powerful members of this team, and I'm looking pretty bad, not pretty bad, but that was a heavy loss. So I go into my Florges with the safe switch in and go for the Aromatherapy as he goes into his Fortress, and now I go into a Ninja to try and do some damage with Hydro Pump and stuff, but he goes for Volt Switch, which is going to hit me super hard, even if it's not Stab or whatever, and send out as a Azumarill. Now I'm going to go for the Grass Knot as he goes for the Play of Rough, and I knew that I was going to get knocked out, but I needed to get some damage on this Azumarill, and I didn't have anything that wanted to take it right then. So I go into my Kangaskhan, and I'm going to go for the Power Up Punch, because I'm assuming from that range I would have been able to knock it out, but nope, not so much. I mean, maybe if I was adamant, but Jolly, not enough. So he goes for Play Rough, and that's going to do massive damage. I survive on just a smidgen and go for the Sucker Punch. However, he predicts that, goes into Aegislash, as I go for another Sucker Punch, but doubles out into Azumarill, trying to keep me from doing Sucker Punches. But no, Leo, I'm not falling for it. I'm going for the safe option. I'm gonna go for the Sucker Punch. So he goes into his Fortress now, and really the best thing I have to hit this is Sucker Punch, so I just go for it again. And you know, that does quite a bit. That does an okay amount for a +2 Sucker Punch. I mean, you'd expect it to do more, but against a Fortress, that's pretty good. So here's the trap. He goes into his Breloom. He goes for Spore. I know what he's trying to do. I've got the Lumberry though, which means I can go for the Moonblast and one-shot him. Yes! Bam! That was turn one thinking. I knew that as soon as I broke his sash, I wanted to go into my Florges, get him to Spore me, and knock him out. So that was awesome. Completely awesome. I mean, I must have had that, pardon my language, but I must have had a huge boner when that happened, because that was planned out and executed perfectly. So he sent out his Charizard, Mega Evolves into Charizard Y, goes for the Fire Blast, gets a crit, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't take me out. And these Fire Blasts in the sun are doing way too much, but not enough to where I'm in some kind of trouble, because I can go for the Wish and get off some nice recovery. So I go into my Tyrantrum, which is going to be able to tank this Solar Beam thanks to the Wish Pass, and it's thanks to like Citrus Berry, I'm not going to get knocked out. So I'm going to go for Rock Slide and one-shot this Charizard. So goodbye, get out of here. Crit did not matter. So now he's going to send out his Aegislash, which is going to be a problem. I'm going to go for Earthquake, which is going to do nice, significant damage, as he goes for the Sacred Sword, which is going to do damage to me. And I'm just going to go for another Earthquake. He's going to go for King Shield, and I predicted this, so I go for Stealth Rocks, and, you know, following turn, Earthquake, he's going to be able to tank it, but I am going to be able to knock him out with something else. So Sacred Sword happens, it knocks me out, which is unfortunate, but Tyrantrum did a great job killing that Charizard. I go into my own Aegislash, and now we have some shenanigans, because I predicted him to switch out. So he goes for Shadow Sneak, but I go for the Sacred Sword, predicting him to switch out, which is, you know, kind of bad on my part. That was a bad prediction. And I go for the King Shield, predicting him to go for Shadow Sneak, but he reveals to me he is the Mix set, which is fairly powerful. And at this point, I'm like, okay, he doesn't seem to be messing around. Pretty straightforward. I can probably go for Shadow Sneak and knock him out. So that's exactly what I do. I knock him out. I don't know if he went for Shadow Sneak and I was faster or something, but that worked out pretty well. So he goes into his OG Slug, his Gastrodon? Yeah. And I don't think I've faced too many of these in X and Y yet, so this will be interesting to see how this works out. And I see the leftovers. It's going to be a stall war, but hopefully with my massive attack, I'm going to be able to knock him out in a few hits. So it does look like it might be a 3-hit KO. He goes for Scald. That does quite a bit of damage, and I could try and stall with Leftovers Recovery, but, you know, I don't think I was at a range of HP where that would have helped, so I just go for Sacred Sword, let him knock me out. He gets a crit, which I don't think mattered. And I'm going to go into my Florges, which is going to be able to Wish and get some HP back. He goes for Toxic. Now, I could have gone for Wish Protect, but I was like, I don't want to stall, so I just go for a Moonblast, thinking, you know what, screw it. And that turns out to be the better option because I get the special attack drop. He goes for Scald, which does absolutely nothing. I survive on 3 HP. Wish gets passed. I'm going to be able to knock it out next turn with a Moonblast, which means all he has left is Ferrothorn and Fortress are kind of similar, but he only has his Fortress left. He told me he only has Volt Switch as an attacking move on this set, which means I am in the clear. And just to show you guys, and just to let you guys know, the screen blacked out there because he realized that he would not be able to beat me, and I would have been able to whittle him down, and he forfeited the match. But you know, it's okay because there's nothing wrong with forfeiting when you know you're going to lose and you just don't want to waste the time when it's probably going to take like 20 or 30 more turns. I know I'm exaggerating, but you guys should be able to get the picture. And now that we've seen that amazing battle, let's go ahead and get to the Talk of the Week. This week's Talk of the Week ties into what just happened. What do you guys think of opponents who forfeit the match early? I mean, sure, the old saying goes, never give up, and sometimes that's true because you might get some hacks or maybe you outspeed by just a little bit, and in other cases, like this one, there was just no hope for winning unless he got the very low % hacks. So, what are your guys' opinion on that? I think I pretty much made my opinion clear that, you know, I don't mind it. I mean, sure, you could stick it out for the long run, and I wouldn't care, but if someone does decide to bow out, I don't judge them for it. So leave your comments down below, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.